conferencing. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today's satsang, I wanted to expand on how truth will be, what truth is when you express directly from the highest consciousness without mixing, matching, without mincing words. Please understand, the experience of truth as it is so subtle, so beautiful. It can be transmitted just by the right word itself. Please listen. It can be transmitted just by the right word. Right listening of the right word is enough for you to experience the truth. All the cities sitting with us all over the world, please listen. I did not read out all the cities' names, not because I am not able to see you, I can see you, but I just wanted to get into the satsang directly, so I got into the satsang. Now listen. Before the satsang, I was just sipping tea. Suddenly I felt exactly, directly, without waiting, for your listening. If I speak, that is Upanishad. Without waiting for my speaking, if you start listening, that is Upanishad. Without waiting for your listening, if I just start speaking the truth as it is, that is what Dakshinamurti is doing. Whether you listen or not, he is showering. He goes on. Same way, whether Guru speaks or not, if you are sitting in the space of listening, you are in Upanishad. A real master goes on speaking whether disciple listens or not. A real disciple goes on listening whether master speaks or not. I just thought, if I straight start speaking from the truth as it is, what I'll speak, let me speak those words today, without bothering about whether you understand or not, whether you listen or not. Today I am going to speak that only, and I am speaking that only. Oneness. Listen. Oneness is not one. Please understand. Oneness should not be equated to one. This understanding is very important. Oneness is experience. thing you need to know. Whether in Advaita or Visishtadvaita or Dvaita, oneness only is experienced. Please understand, whether it is Advaita, Dvaita, Visishtadvaita, oneness only is experienced. But when you try to all the religions talk about God is one God theory is not leading you towards oneness of God. So I am not accepting the concept that God is one or theology God is one, but I am very clear the fact that reality is God is oneness. Listen, God is oneness, and you are constantly yearning for that oneness which is in you, or you are part of that oneness. Sit and pen down all the patterns which makes you feel you are away from that oneness, which makes you move you out of that oneness. If you start penning down the idea, I am the body, that usually makes you move out of that oneness. I am the mind, makes you move out of that oneness. Your association with different patterns, that makes you move out of that oneness. Listen. But solution is not, I am not the body. That is the biggest mistake most of the Vedantis do. Immediately they start punishing the body and start declaring, I am not the body, I am not the body. How much ever loudly you shout, scream, I am not the body, your body is only screaming, I am not the body. Even to scream, I am not the body, you associate yourself with the body. It's too funny how the Vedantis commit conceptual suicide. Understand? Conceptual suicide. That's confusion, delusion, which makes you move away from restful awareness. I am directly establishing a process for you to experience the non-dual consciousness, the Advaita, the state of Advaita. Today I am not talking about any anasin, metasin. How to remove your headache, knee pain, how to have good relationship with your family or teamily. No, I am not talking any of that. Listen, I am very straight. I am establishing the process for you to experience non-dual consciousness. So listen. Come to the space of listening and listen. This can directly take you to the non-dual state of consciousness. Sit and pen down all the patterns, ideas, concepts, theories, thoughts, which makes you move away from the non-dual state, Advaitic state, It can be as simple as I am the body to as complicated as I am my wealth. Sometimes people are ready to die but not ready to give up their wealth because their affiliation, association, idea of connection with wealth has become far more deeper than the idea I am the body. Very funny thing. People start eating to be alive, but every year millions of people die because of eating. People start eating to be alive, but every year millions are dying because of overeating. Because by and by they associate themselves with the food more than their body or ability of the body to make the food into life. Their ability to make the food into their life, ability to convert the food into life is far more important than just eating. Many times, listen, many times in the attachments and delusions, the purpose is lost. As I said, you start eating for living. Finally, just by eating, you die. You are ready to die, but not ready to reduce your eating. I am not even asking you to give up eating. Reduce your eating. Just few days before I read an article. Every year, at least 3 weeks fasting cures you from various illnesses, possible diseases. Because the 3 weeks of fasting puts your body into the survival mode. It starts raising its immunity level and it starts raising the frequency of its existence by itself. Our Nirahara Samyama is exactly 3 weeks. Once in a year, Nirahara Samyama is really wonderful and good. Due to popular demand, and I also wanted to restart the regular Nirahara Samyamas in the morning satsang itself. From July 1st, we will be restarting the next batch of Nirahara Samyama. I myself will be guiding. Because tons and tons of people, more number of people die by overeating than the hunger. And you are not going to die by hunger. Your problem, if at all, it is going to be only overeating. So I think it is time that we start Nirahara Samyama. Tons of diseases gets cured. Listen, thousands of people are more afraid of speaking in the stage than death. Please understand. It's a scientific survey, study, research report. People are more afraid of speaking in the stage than dying. Why you know? So attachment with the identity becomes more stronger than the attachment with the idea of body. Out. When you started identifying with your different fears, various identifications, find the root. Start looking at the root. Start looking at the root incidents. Please understand. If you start screaming internally or externally, Naham Deham, I am not the body, I am not the body, you are only going to cut the branches of a tree, which will make the tree flourish more. You are not going to destroy the tree. But if you find out the root incidents when you started developing the identification with the body, identification with your mind, identification with your identity, pen down the incidents and run down through it. Complete them. Relive them and relieve them. Then you will see you are shaking the very root. The ignorance tree will be destroyed. the tree of the ignorance will be destroyed. Listen. How much ever you may scream, I am not the body, I am not the body, externally or internally, I am not the body, I am not the body, naham deham, naham deham, or even sing, nabutyahankara chittani naham, chitananda rupa shivoham shivoham. No. The person who originally sang the verse sang after completion. But if you are using that, you think that is the antidote for your incompletion, you are wrong. Manobuddhyahankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jihve nacha grana netre nacha vyoma bhumir nacha ejo na vayu chitananda rupa shivoham shivoham. When he sang, he's achieved from the space of completion he sang. You go on repeating that. You go on repeating that is not going to be the solution. Understand. Straight process for non-dual consciousness, Advaita Anubhuti, is penning down all the thoughts and patterns which distances you from the space of Advaita, and penning down the root incidents. When you started developing that, ideas, and sit and start reliving those incidents, complete and drop. I have seen so many thousands of human minds as it is. Just few days before, one young man, maybe 22 or 23, came to me and weeping, crying, saying that my uncontrollable lust, even I am ashamed of it. I don't know how to get rid of it. I have started becoming pervert and started punishing my body left and right. And he has even cut himself through the knife in the body and all. It was so pathetic. I just looked into him and gave him a very simple solution. For 3 days, just sleep in your mother's lap, that's all. I asked him whether your mother is very loving and caring towards you. Which mother will not be loving and caring towards son? Even if the son is a thief and robber or whatever can be the son, but mother will always be good mother. You can say whether son is a good son or not, but mother will always be good mother. He said, naturally Swamiji, my mother is very loving towards me. It will just go and sleep in her lap for 3 days. And I tell you, when he came back, I saw him completely a new being. He himself says, I don't know how can this simple thing can be a solution for such a big problem I was struggling, Swamiji. He said, nothing. When you were a child, you were sleeping in your mother's lap. Suddenly your mother has to run for something to attend. So she moved you out. It was an unexpected blow for you to be moved out of your mother's lap, which you are clinging very comfortably, cozily. That moment when you started crying, she ran to attend something in the kitchen. When you started crying, that is the moment you developed the idea you are the body and you need your own bodies to keep you in the space of completion. When you attend the exact pattern, solutions are always as simple as even feeling stupid. Sometimes you may even feel solutions look stupid. An onlooker will naturally feel, who has not seen the result of this solution, will feel stupid. Young man comes and tells me, oh, I am suffering with so much of lust, even I am not able to handle myself. Please save me. And the Swami says, go and sleep in the lap of your mother for 3 days, it will become all right. And it becomes all right. What to do? Even though you really don't want it should become all right, it becomes all right. Understand, I tell you, all your problems which moves you out of non-dual consciousness also will be simply become all right, as just like this incident. If you attend the root incident, if you relive the root incident, when you started developing that separation, that incompletion, that fear, that... When this guy came back, he says, Swamiji, suddenly I feel so content, so complete. And all my everyday fantasy, he says, I have that fantasy hour, dream hour, all that has suddenly melted down. I tell you, now whatever I am speaking, if you just pen down, when you started developing the patterns, ideas, moving out of your original Advaitic state and relive, it will be literally like a miracle cure for tons of problems you have. Even not having self-drive is a problem. If you find out, when you lost the Advaita, that is the time you would have lost your self-drive for life. Just do this simple process. First, pen down the ideas, patterns, concepts which makes you feel you are away from your non-dual state. Second, think and pen down when that patterns have started developing in you, how you developed those patterns, those incidents. Third, relive all those incidents. Fourth, relive and complete them. Fifth, start living Advaita, non-dual state of consciousness. That's all. I tell you, if you are handling the problems, it is like plucking leaf by leaf to kill the tree. You are fool. By the time you pluck off of the leaves, the other leaves have started growing. Attend to the root. That is the most intelligent way of solving your problem.
I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nitya